Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome to my first manga review video. I'm going to put a timestamp in the video so that you guys can skip to the review section, but I would appreciate it if you guys would stick around and listen to what I have to say. In this little section, I will be doing like introductions and stuff and talking about briefly about what I plan to do with this channel. So firstly, I used to do gaming videos on this channel, but I decided to change it up because I don't play games all that much anymore, but I do read a lot of manga and books, which I have decided to base this channel or center this channel around mangas and books. I also mostly do reaction videos. I'm going to link my reaction channel down in the description, as well as most likely the pinned comment down below, so feel free to check that out. Speaking of that stuff, let me know if you guys prefer videos with face cams. I am comfortable with that because of course I do reaction videos, so I don't have a problem with that. I was just too lazy to turn on my camera, and I said, you know what, it's been a long time since I have made videos like this, so I might as well just you know, have like a little background and me just yapping about the chapter. I actually recently caught up to Sakamoto Days, you guys, like a week ago, and oh my goodness, you guys, this manga has quickly become one of my favorite new gens, arguably my favorite new gen. I can't lie, I have been juggling between a lot, but this is definitely one of my favorites. That if I were to recommend to somebody to read a manga, a new gen manga, I would definitely, Sakamoto Days is one that I would definitely put on that list. And I am excited, you guys. And Sakamoto Days was actually one of the main factors that actually made me want to do manga videos, because like I said, I usually do anime reaction videos, but I said, you know what, I will do manga review videos. And in the future, at some point, if people do end up actually wanting to see it, I might also upload videos of me actually reacting to these channels or these chapters. I'm not gonna do Sakamoto Days only, of course. I'm gonna do One Piece most likely as well, and Kagurabachi as well, and a bunch of different stuff, you guys, you know, just having fun with it. But you guys, without further ado, let's get right on into chapter 177 of Sakamoto Days. So you guys, the chapter starts off where we actually ended up last time, as we and Nagumo are in shock that Kendaka has finally woken up after 8 long years of being in a coma. If you guys remember, well, you guys should because we got it wasn't too long ago that we actually got the whole flashback arc and stuff, but Kendaka was in a coma because of the whole situation with Uzuki and stuff, when Rion went missing and all that good stuff. Side note though, you guys, Nagumo being able to afford 1.2 million yen a month for Kendaka's hospital bill is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it goes to show that as dangerous as this business is, this industry is, it goes to show why people actually end up doing this. As crazy money. And it also kind of I may be reaching here, but it kind of shows why Sakamoto kept going back whenever he needed money to buy gifts or something like that for his wife, until she ultimately talked him out of it. When if you guys remember, there was a little flashback where she almost jumped off a railing because she gave him an ultimatum. She said, listen, if you're not gonna stop, I'm just gonna do this. And then Sakamoto ended up quitting. And it just shows, like, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it goes to show that whenever he needed quick money, because they make a lot of money, especially Sakamoto being an ex-order member, he probably made a whole lot. But I digress. I also found it very, very interesting that as soon as Kendaka woke up and found out that he's been asleep for 8 years, his immediate thought was to ask about how Nagumo, Sakamoto, Rion, and Uzuki are doing. And after Nagumo explained the situation with Uzuki, Kendaka is naturally shocked at how Uzuki, of all people, is causing all this ruckus. Honestly though, it's understandable, because after reading the flashback arc, I would think it's impossible for someone like Uzuki to do this had I not already seen him doing all this before. Nagumo then tells Kendaka that he now owes him 1.15 billion yen. Of course, also you guys, I'm gonna interrupt here. I'm just gonna talk about the chapter, I'm gonna review it, but then I'll also give my thoughts at the end, so stick around for that. I'm just doing a little bit recap of the chapter so that I could get it back fresh in my head, and I could talk about what my thoughts were and what I actually I'm hoping from future chapters. Anyways, Nagumo tells Kendaka that he now owes him 1.15 billion yen, you guys. That's insane. If you think about it, that's so crazy. But Kendaka actually doesn't look too worried. He's like, you know what, I gotta take on some jobs to make some money. And of course, the first thing he sees is Sakamoto's 1 billion bounty, which actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I read the chapter, it actually made me laugh. It cracked me up because of course it has to be Sakamoto, you know. At first, Kendaka was kind of suspicious though, because obviously Sakamoto's name and stuff like that. He also thinks about Nagumo told him Sakamoto has retired, so he's like, you know what, whatever. He then ends up actually feeling bad. He's like, oh man, whoever his name's Sakamoto, I feel bad for them. But then he says, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go for the bounty anyways. We then cut to Nagumo saying, oh wait, I forgot to tell him the whole situation with Sakamoto. Oh well. But then the thing is, it's so funny because this obviously ultimately leads up to, it's good that Nagumo did it in a way, because that's how Kindaka ends up meeting with Sakamoto Wicker later on. So then we cut to Sakamoto, who's actually jogging with Shin and Heisuke. I also found this very, very funny because Sakamoto's thinking, he's like, I've never had a master, like what do I do? Is this like, as Shin and Heisuke are actually questioning, they're like, is this actually going to make us stronger? Is it going to make us better? And Sakamoto doesn't know, because this actually goes to show that Sakamoto is naturally a genius. I don't think he's ever actually like gone out of his way to have like a training arc in his life. He just naturally probably progressed as he was doing like missions and stuff. So as they're jogging, they feel something coming towards them, and of course it's Kindaka. Sakamoto then realizes when Kindaka attacks him that it's him, and he asks, how is he awake? Well, of course, naturally, because he was in a coma for 8 years. And Kindaka just says, oh, so you know of me? And he basically he chalks it up to him being famous in a way. So he keeps on attacking Sakamoto. He sends him flying, and Heisuke and Shin try to attack him, but naturally they can't keep up with him, because if you guys remember from the flashback arc, Sakamoto and them could barely keep up with Kindaka, and he was kind of mopping the floor with them. He would have beaten them too had he not mistaken Uzuki for a civilian and not actually like tried to dodge and hurt his own back, and that's what led to them winning. But you know, he brushes him off. So then Sakamoto asks him after, he's like, why are you targeting me? And he tries to tell him like, yo, this is me, Sakamoto. And then Kindaka's like, yo, Sakamoto, the real Sakamoto was my friend. Like, you're not him. You look completely different. You're a phony. And he also calls him an impersonator. He's like, wow, Sakamoto's so famous that he has impersonators now, which made me laugh. This chapter was full of things that actually cracked me up after, you know, the things that we actually saw in like the prior chapters and stuff. This was a kind of a lighthearted chapter, so I like that a lot. And it was actually really good for me to see Kindaka again. As Kindaka says he's gonna get serious, Sakamoto starts to lose weight and transform. In this little that little panel here reminds me of Luffy from One Piece, when Luffy's like running out of his gear 4th or whatever. And I found that to be very, very funny and interesting. It's really crazy how Sakamoto is able to just lose weight like this and he could change his physique. It's really cool. It adds a nice little element to the story, but I also find it to be really, really funny. Sakamoto, after doing this, actually manages to push Kindaka back. He also manages to land a punch to Kindaka's gut. And as Kindaka is saying he's gonna get serious, he lands his eyes on Sakamoto, and he realizes, wait, you're Sakamoto. And then we get a little bit of a moment where he's laughing, and he's can't believe that he got so fat, right? And then Kindaka tells him that he woke up yesterday, and something that I found that was funny was he's like, hey, why didn't you guys wake me up earlier, as if they had a choice, you know? So then Sakamoto claims that he has finally found a master, of course, Kindaka being an ex-order member and somebody very, very powerful. And Kindaka kind of is like, huh? And that's where the chapter ends off, you guys. And now I'm going to go into my little thoughts about these things. Of course, I feel like naturally at first Kindaka might kind of refuse and be like, oh man, it's a drag and this and that, but ultimately I do think that he will end up training them. Sakamoto, I feel like when in the flashback arc, that was kind of like Sakamoto and them's like, Sakamoto's at least prime, like almost prime, until we see more. I feel like that was the strongest he got, or maybe he got a little bit stronger. I'm pretty sure he did, because as he got older, I'm pretty sure he got stronger, but that was like the best we've seen him. So I'm hoping at the very least Sakamoto gets back to how he was before. One more thing I want to see, you guys, is I want to see Shin. I understand that Shin and Heisuke have their own fighting styles and Sakamoto can't really teach them much, but I do hope that Shin at the very least learns a little bit of Sakamoto's adaptability so that he picks it up a little bit, so he's able to actually make use of his surroundings when he fights. I feel like that'll be really useful. Another person that I actually want to see get an upgrade is Lu. We've kind of sidelined her, and I don't really like that, because ever since we got the introduction of Akira, obviously we know she's Rion's niece and Akira is very, very capable. We kind of sidelined her, and I don't really like that. I hope that we get a little bit of a training arc for Lu. Granted, I do understand that Lu sticks around mostly as a character that kind of looks after Sakamoto's family, but I feel like having Lu around will be really, really good, especially if she gets stronger. And I want to see Triad Lu again. If you guys remember earlier on, way earlier on, when she when they were fighting those 4 criminals and Lu got a little bit too much to drink, she just that Lu was my favorite. I can't lie, you guys. And I want to see that Lu again. I want her to get stronger. I want her to be able to fight. I want her to be able to defend herself. And I wonder if Nagumo will actually train as well. I don't think so. I feel like Nagumo is not out of shape, so he will be okay. Having Kindaka around is also really good, because now they have a better chance if they run into the order, because they could have someone like Kindaka help them, which naturally he will help them fight against the order. That one chapter where you guys they ran into the order, my heart almost stopped beating, because I was like, damn bro, that's crazy, because it was the entire order. It was Shishiba, Osaragi, all of them. Speaking of Shishiba and Osaragi, I feel like at the very least one of them might end up betraying the order later on. As long as Osaragi lives, you guys, she's my favorite character. That's what matters to me. But I'm excited, you guys, to see where the next chapter goes. I do expect us to have maybe like 2 or 3 chapters where, at most, where we're doing like a little bit of training before maybe Nagumo runs into a member of the order. I do see Nagumo and Shishiba fighting, because last time when Shishiba was fighting Yosumura and he didn't fully finish him off, and Nagumo knew that, we kind of got a little bit of a heated moment between them, where Nagumo was like, wait, you broke the rules of the order, and Shishiba was like, what, you want to fight me? I don't mind fighting you. So I feel like that's something, it might have been like a little bit of like a foreshadowing or like a setup to have Nagumo and Shishiba fight, which would suck because they did get along really well and they were good friends. But I do hope that Shishiba and Osaragi both live. I don't care about the other members of the order. Ultimately, the order will have to fall and stuff like that, because we have to make Sakamoto's a chain restaurant. You know, we have to get to the top. But you guys, this was a really fun chapter. It was nice and lighthearted a little bit. I expect the next couple chapters to be kind of like this, but things will pick up. Sakamoto Days, you guys, arguably my favorite new gen. It is so much fun, and I don't know if any of you guys have not read Sakamoto Days. I don't know why you would be here, but if somehow, some way, for some reason you're here, I recommend you guys to go read it. It is fantastic. This is one of the few mangas that I actually binged all the way through. Like when I started reading it, I couldn't think of anything else. It took all the power in the world for me to put it down and do my reaction videos. So I'm excited. But you guys, let me know your thoughts about the chapter. I thought it was cool. I'd give it a solid because Kindaka came back, I would give it a solid like 8 out of 10 because of nostalgia. You know, I don't know why I'm saying nostalgia, because I saw him like last week, but you know, I'm trying to talk as if, you know, I read it as it was coming out. But Kindaka's back, you guys. That was enough to make the chapter a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me, and I'm excited, you guys. So if you guys enjoyed, consider leaving a like, commenting. If you're new here, you guys, consider subscribing. Check out my reaction channel and my videos and all that. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below, and let me know what you guys thought about this video. And yeah, you guys, as always, I will catch you guys in the next one.